I know Oregon's a great football program.
They were sitting just a few seats away from the students section when, within the first half,
My friend actually heard the chant first. She leaned over to me and asked, "Are they saying such and such?" And I said, "Yeah, actually they are."
I know we don't like the Lion Duke volleyball social justice warrior, but this ain't the first time. Now, I know from the looks of it and all the headlines, BYU seems to not be able to catch a break. Here they are again, trending and in the headlines again, but this time it's a football game. A football game where BYU was playing against Utah, Oregon. Now, most people would say, well, that's expected from Oregon. Then they have autonomous zones, and they had all that ruckus and Black Lives Matter and Antifa stuff going on during the Summer of Love. You're right, but I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to tell you why it's not the same. But the reason why it may seem like they're not catching a break, if you don't remember, this story comes following from the big controversy of Duke University volleyball player Rachel Richardson Smollett, where she claimed a fan constantly heckled her with racial slurs, the N-word, the great sacred word that only black folks are allowed to use. Last time I checked, we had freedom of speech in this country, but I'll digress on that. But she claimed that someone was chanting and heckling her through the whole game every time she served, calling her the N-word. Well, now we know the investigations find that that was a lie, that the evidence, they found nothing that aligns with her story, nothing that aligns whatsoever of what she claimed. Candy camera, 4K caught her in a lie. The whole nine. I did a whole video on it. I'm not going to go into full detail on it, but here it is right here. Duke volleyball player Rachel Richardson pulled a Jussie Smollett. Highly recommend to go look it up. I've done other ones as well. What was the other one I did? Right here, BYU confirms no evidence. So I've done plenty takes on this whole Jussie Smollett, Rachel Richardson girl. We don't like liars. We can't stand them, but this one's different. Here we are now with Oregon playing against BYU, and they're chanting anti-Mormon rhetoric.
Every year, Aubrey and her friends get together to attend a BYU away game. This year, they chose Saturday's game at Autzen Stadium.
Oh, I was just excited. I know Oregon's a great football program.
They were sitting just a few seats away from the students section when, within the first half,
My friend actually heard the chant first. She leaned over to me and asked, "Are they saying such and such?" And I said, "Yeah, actually they are."
what they heard,
The Mormons! The Mormons!
I was disappointed, but I didn't think it would continue.
Aubrey, who's Mormon, says 5 different times throughout the game the chant was heard. By the 5th time, it wasn't as loud.
It's disappointing to hear that chant because we live in a country where we have freedom of religion. And as an extension of that, we should be respectful of everyone's religion.
She says she even tried to tell a crowd control staff member, but was initially laughed off. The official Twitter account for the Oregon Pit Crew, which is the student section, sent this tweet out Saturday evening that says in part, "We do not condone or support any hateful speech directed toward one's religion and are ashamed of those who participated." The incident even drawing a reaction from both Utah and Oregon governors. Utah's governor Spencer Cox quote tweeted the video saying, "Religious bigotry alive and celebrated in Oregon." Oregon Governor Kate Brown said, "We must do better."
Mormons are quite often the butt of jokes, and people just think it's okay to make fun of us, and it's not.
What was meant to be a memorable experience at Autzen will be.
The Mormons!
But for the wrong reasons.
If BYU and Oregon ever play again at Autzen, would you ever go?
I don't think I would.
So the University of Oregon's Twitter account weighing in, apologizing on Twitter, saying in part, these types of actions go against everything the university stands for. And it goes on to say, we can and will do better as a campus community that has no place for hate, bias, or bigotry.
Listen, I can't stand Rachel Richardson Smollett. I can't stand any of these black KKK, collective groupthink, racist, bigot, pro-black power, woke revolutionaries. I can't stand them. I can't stand the fact that she lied. I hope that I think that she should publicly apologize. I would even go as far as she should be on her knees publicly begging for forgiveness while getting 90 lashes. You know what I mean? Then you'll be like, oh, Craig, you've gone too far now. So I don't like her. But what I have to say is it's not connected. unfortunately, this is not the first time BYU has experienced anti-Mormon rhetoric. At football games, they trash talk. And this is just what this was. Am I saying it's right? No. But this is just trash talking. If we go back in a year before now, University of South Carolina had to issue an apology for the same offensive chant during a BYU football game. So this is not BYU's first rodeo when it comes to this anti-Mormon or this religious bigotry, right? This is not the first time. And it shouldn't happen, but, you have to understand it's trash talking at some point, right? To the contrary, when it comes to something like with the Duke University Jussie Smollett, Rachel Richardson hoax, she claimed that something happened. Nobody had any proof. Nobody else heard it. And they ran with the story. But here we are, this girl that attended the game, she heard something that was offensive. That's not right. It is bigotry, if you look at it in that sense of religious bigotry. And no one runs with it. She actually has evidence of at least, 15, 20 people chanting the anti-Mormon rhetoric. She has it on tape. She has the evidence, but nobody wants to really give it the light that it deserves so that we can stop the stuff, right? Right? We can have it all go to end, and we can go to a different style of trash talking, right? At least to the contrary, Rachel Richardson, she didn't have nothing. She just had exceptional hearing. Nobody else heard it. Her word against an entire university and against everybody, to only find out it was a lie. So I will say that, but this is not their first rodeo. They've gone through this before. University of South Carolina had to issue an apology as well. The University of South Carolina Athletic Department issued a public apology Sunday for what it called an offensive chant that came from its student section during BYU's 35-31 win Saturday night over the Trojans. The offensive chant from our student section directed towards BYU during the football game last night does not align with our Trojan values. The department said in a statement on Twitter, it was distasteful, and we apologize to BYU program. So they put out a tweet. The tweet was on November 28th, 2021. This was almost a year ago, right? So they've been through this before, but just to confirm, so Craig, the chant in question appeared to be F the Mormons, which is the same thing that they were chanting in the video that was just displayed earlier in the video. So this is not their first time. I know we want to connect it. I know we don't like woke revolutionaries. I know we don't like the black KKK collective group things. I can't stand these social justice warriors. But there's no connection in this, man. What's sad about the whole thing is, there isn't any room or place for, bigotry or racism or whatnot. We know it takes place, but not the way that these social justice warriors in society and these white liberals are trying to paint our society in America out to be. I think that they have a high demand for racism, but with low supply. So, it's unfortunate that stories like this will come out. I want to get you guys the facts. This is not the first time BYU has gone through this. I'm not saying that it's right. It's more so just trash talk. And it seems that everybody's issuing their apology. I believe that Oregon finally issued out an apology as well. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when I put out a new video. Everybody else that's been supporting, y'all know what time it is. Make sure you like, comment, and share because you could save somebody's life. We got a country to save. It's your boy, Craig Long 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.